concerning the NCLEX exam and the possibility of taking the NCLEX from home. Now I'm going to share with you what the facts are as far as what is actually going to happen, and then I'll also share with you my own personal opinion about this from the perspective of both somebody that helps people to pass their exams, as well as somebody who's been a nurse and understands how this could change healthcare. So, hi, my name is Nurse Choma. I'm the founder of Choosing Nursing, and I'm here to help you excel in your career. And if you want to learn more, you can simply visit our website, choosingnursing.net, or visit the resources below in the description. So, I recently found out that they are making it starting next year where you can take the NCLEX from home. Okay. This means that you can literally take a board's examination, okay, a board to become a licensed registered nurse or a licensed practical nurse, which is essentially the final marker or the very last step that's required before you can hold a license and work with real patients, right? And they are now making it where you can take this test from the comfort of your home. The way that it is and the way it's always been for how many years, since forever, is that you would register on the Pearson View website. You would register at a test center and everything. You would plan for that date, and then you would drive or physically go to the location, which is around other test takers, along with obviously it's proctored, there's security, there's cameras, etc. And then you would take the test, right, in a very controlled environment. Now, here is what the recent changes say that's going to be implementing starting 2026. All right. So here's what it says: the National Council of State Boards of Nursing is planning to introduce an online at-home testing option, tentatively starting in 2026, which will require enhanced technology for security and live proctoring. All right. So the NCSBN plans to offer a virtual testing option, which allows candidates to take their NCLEX from home. To ensure exam integrity, this remote option will use smart technology, including ID validation, environmental scans, and live proctors using a 360-degree view via a mobile app. This new option will provide a greater flexibility with scheduling, comfort, and access for test takers. All right. The exam content and difficulty will remain the same whether taken at the test center or online from home. So, what I will say, all right, so first let me talk about this from the point of view of someone that is a test taker, someone that wants to pass the exam. Obviously, for somebody that wants to take the test, it may be something that will seem wonderful, right? Especially if you've been trying to pass your exam, or if you don't live in the States, because oftentimes that's one of the biggest issues that people have told me that they have, is that they literally have to fly across the states to go take their test, and sometimes it's a really inconvenience. Sometimes there's not enough testing centers, oftentimes there is a challenge with people getting to the location to take their exam, and it makes things very difficult. And then also when you think about the pandemic and you think about COVID, during that time, I know a lot of people, it was very hard to take the test because now the people were obviously sick, and then also the spread of the pandemic. So now what had happened is that there was a lot less options, a lot less availability to take your exam in person at the testing site. People were telling me how the site was, constantly no available, no available, no available, and it just delayed things for a lot of people. So for the test taker, this is exciting news. This is, oh my gosh, this is so convenient. I'm not going to have to go anywhere. I can just literally do it from home as long as I have internet connection. Now, however, though, from the point of view of um, somebody that is a nurse that works in healthcare and that is also a firm advocate for the public health as well, is I think it's a horrible idea. Okay, okay, for lack of better words, I think it's terrible. I don't think it's a good thing. Um, I know though, I understand though that things are changing and that this is, AI technology is always going to be the future and it's going to only grow and increase and advance. So, this is likely something that's not going to go away, and there may be a future where majority of exams are just from home, honestly. But the reason why I think it's a terrible idea is there's so much, even right now, with the way that examination is right now, there's so much fraud already going on. There's so much scamming already going on. There's so much ways that people are trying to circumvent the NCLEX, becoming a nurse, becoming licensed. There's so much already. I hope I one thing I firmly hope is that if the NCSBN is going to roll this out, that then they will have to increase their their security and online measures. Um, like, just make that foolproof, bulletproof. Because I could see people finding a way to hack the system. Yes, hack the system so that way they can make it easier for them to take the test, pass the exam, or whatever, or um, just finding some way around it. Especially with AI. I know it says that a 360 view, but I don't know. I just think that there's still so much risk for fraud. You know, Obviously, the majority of people that are good people that are generally trying to pass the exam, that really did go through nursing school, and really are trying to study it the legitimate way, it's going to be beneficial to them. But individuals that are like, yes, that didn't go through nursing school, that are looking for ways to cheat the system, this makes it 10 times easier for them. This makes it so much more convenient for them. And it's just hard for me to really see this not becoming a problem. And I would not be surprised, honestly, if there's more um, incompetent nurses that that become nurses as a result of this strategy or this methodology or this thing that they're implementing. So I don't think it's good for healthcare. I don't think it's really good for patients. I know it's convenient for people taking the test. Of course it is. Like, you don't have to leave your house. But I mean, think about this. This is an exam where you're literally helping people lives. Like, this is something where you are it's literally your lives are in people's hands. But nowadays, people don't think about that. A lot of people just want the satisfaction of having the license and being able to make RN or LPN money immediately. And so I think it's dangerous. I don't think it's a good thing. I think it's a great thing for people that are genuine, which is the majority of the population. But I think it makes it very easy for people to commit fraud and to find a loophole or a way to circumvent, even if it's a 360 mobile view that they're talking about. That person could take a break, that person could go on lunch. That I just feel like there's still room for it not to work like the way that they're talking about. But whatever. We'll see what happens when it happens. Let me know what your thoughts are. Comment below. I think though what this will happen, what that I was thinking about too, is that is this going to increase or decrease the demand for tests taking services or help or etc. I think the problem though now is that people are going to take the test more frequently sooner than they should. So the problem now is that if you're not really ready to take the test because you can just take it from home, boom, you're gonna take it from home whenever you want to, right? You still have to pay the same fee, whether it's in person or online, or online. But I think the challenge though is that because it is conveniently at home, more people will just honestly take it sooner or more frequently, versus really being as prepared. Because when you know you're going to take it in person, you really like think differently about how you prepare. But when you can take it from home, you're not going to have the same type of approach with your preparation. So comment below, let me know what your thoughts are. I would love to hear what you think. And if you need help to pass your exam the legitimate way, go ahead and check our resources below or visit our website, choosingnursing.net. All right, talk with you very soon.